Hello everyone, Thempirene here with new cards. The Master of Faster is here with his new cards. The Crimson King in the new set Blazing Dominion, which is going to be the set after Burst Protocol. Let's take a look at what we've got here. Look, Resonator, RDA, however you want to call it. I like to call it Resonator a lot of times, but people like to call it RDA, Red Dragon Archfiend. This deck feels close. This deck feels close to something. It is something that is on the verge of playability, and I think in Genesis format in particular, there's a large chance of this being something good. So some new cards for it could really rocket it up to that start line. Let's see what we get. I mean, there's a lot of new cards coming soon. The Killer Tune cards are able to search that one card whose name I forget, which is able to search a resonator, a lot of the resonators. Well, let's see what's going on. Darkness Resonator is a Dark Fiend tuner, level 3, 1300, 300. Use the first, second, or third to fix this card name once per turn. You can reveal one Red Dragon Archfiend in your extra deck, special summon this card from your hand. Also, you can't special summon extra deck for the rest of this turn except for synchro monsters. Expected. Free extension, really nice. Doesn't even require anything to be on the field. Really, really nice. If this card is special summon, you can activate this effect during your normal phase this turn. You can normal summon a Resonator in addition to your normal summon or set. Pretty good. So not only is it a free extension, it also gives you more extension. Target any number of tuners you control, their levels become 1. Okay. That kind of level modulation might be important. Wow, I actually really like the art on this. Power Vice Dragon. Dark Dragon effect, level 5, 2000 to 2400. Let's say it that way. You can only use the first and second effects of this card name once per turn. If you control no monsters or all monsters you control are dark synchro monsters, you can special summon this card from your hand. Except be careful about the way this guy is summoned. But you can summon it partway through the combo if everything on the field is a dark synchro monster currently. If this card is special summon, you can add a Resonator monster from your deck to your hand. You can't special summon extra for dark synchros. Okay, adds more search power to the deck and gives you a level 5 body to use as material. Really nice. And also summons itself for just summons itself for free. Gets another Resonator, is material. That's perfect. A Red Dragon Archfiend, someone using this card as material cannot be destroyed by battle. That effect sounds initially like it does not matter at all, right? Does not matter. Like who the fuck cares if it can't be destroyed by battle? This is so important for the card because now it is a non-tuner that mentions Red Dragon Archfiend and can summon itself. That is perfect. That's exactly what the deck needs. We also Fiend Peace Golem. Golem is back and more fiend than ever. Dark Fiend, level 5, 2100, 0. You can only use the first, second, and third effects of this card name once per turn. If you control a Fiend tuner, special summon this card from your hand. It mirrors the effect of the big golem, big piece golem. If this card is special summon, you can decrease its level by up to 2, which modulates it to like another one of the piece golem's levels. If this card is sent to the graveyard as material for the synchro summon of a Red Dragon Archfiend or a monster dimensions, you can target level 4 lower Fiend monster in your graveyard, special summon a defense position. So it keeps on extending. These new cards seem quite good. So the one thing though is like, this makes the deck more resilient than ever. I think what it's going to need now, and I think we're about to see, is better end board pieces. Red Dragon Archfiend has some great end board pieces. They are towers. Tower strategies have not been working. So I'm going to need to see something, and there's a couple of negates in there too, but I'm going to need to see something that's a little bit more impressive, I think. Red Nova Dragon Assault Mode. Now we just got all the new Assault Mode stuff too, so this is really interesting. Dark Dragon Special Summon Effect, 1200, 4000, 3500. Cannot be normal summon in the set, must be special summon with Assault Mode. When your opponent activates a card or effect, banishes card. This doesn't really feel like it's support for this deck. It feels like it's support for the Assault Mode stuff that we were seeing for the Burst Protocol, but you know, regardless. When opponent activates a card or effect, vanishes card in the end phase, banish card your opponent controls up to the number of tuners in your graveyard. That is very funny. That's a very funny effect. Could be quite powerful. That's a lot of banishes. And it's not a temporary banish. It temporarily banishes itself, but the banishes it does are not temporary. When an opponent's monster declares an attack, you can banish this card until the end phase and negate the attack, then end the battle phase. Okay, kind of boring, but whatever. If this card is destroyed, you can special summon a Red Dragon Nova from your graveyard. I mean, this feels like a decent enough thing to make off of the Assault Mode Activate stuff. I don't know if it's actually... I don't know that it actually makes that deck better in any way. The Crimson King. Also, what is it? Must be so it... Red Nova Dragon. So it's just red... It's just on Red Nova Dragon? How does Assault Mode Activated work again? There it is. Tribute a single monster. Special summon Assault Mode monster's name includes the tributed monster. Okay, yeah, so it's just Red Nova Dragon. And Red Nova... that's the Red Nova card I was talking about, the one you search with the Killer Tune cards that lets you grab a fire type fiend, which there's a really good resonator that you can get with that. Okay, so Red Nova Dragon that's a 12. So it's a 12 synchro you gotta make. But it's a 12 that doesn't really... It has like a terrible effect. That's why it has that terrible effect on there. Anyways, let's see what the Crimson King is doing. Only level 8. This one's pretty easy to make. Dark Dragon Synchro, 3,000, 2,500 tuner, and a non-tuner dark monster. You can only use the first attack of this card once per turn. If this card is synchro summon, you can add a monster that mentions Red Dragon Archfiend from your deck to your hand. More consistency tools. Awesome. When it activates a monster effect, you can banish this card, especially summon a Red Dragon Archfiend from your extra deck. This is treated as a synchro summon. If you do, its current attack becomes doubled. Cannot be destroyed by our opponent's card effects. I don't know why I care about this. Why am I making this instead of so let's just grab what's going to be the best way to search all of this? I'm just going to type Red Dragon Archfiend for now. Yeah, okay. So what's the reason to make that instead of Scarlight? Destroy as many wait. Is Scarlight not the one I'm thinking of? Scarlight's not the one I'm thinking of. What's the one I'm thinking of? Scarred. Okay, yeah. If this card is sent from the monster zone to the graveyard, special summon a Red Dragon Archfiend from the extra deck treated as a synchro summon. This card is sent to the graveyard as synchro material. You can destroy all attack monsters your opponent controls. See, this one just seems like better because it just gets it out when it's used as material for something. And then this one, so this one is a search. It does get a search going, and then it tags out for it if your opponent tries to imperm or veiler it, I guess. Or if you just need to tag out for the Archfiend for like the actual, like you need the name for some reason. I guess there must be a reason that this exists, but I don't know what it is right now. I feel like the deck has lots of search ability for the Red Dragon Archfiend cards, right? Am I crazy? Like, we've got Crimson Gaia. Pretty sure a lot of the... Just looking through... This one adds a spell trap that mentions Red Dragon Archfiend, which can get you Crimson Gaia. Huh. I thought there was... Is this really it? Is there not more? I thought there was more search power than this. I guess the other ones are just like grabbing fiends or other resonators instead of... And then this thing can grab the non-tuners if you don't have access to Crimson Gaia or you just need an extra search. I guess that's the reason why you would go into that. Yeah, because Vision only gets you a spell trap, but again, the spell trap can be Crimson Gaia, but you'd prefer it wasn't. Yeah. Okay. Weird. I could have sworn. So maybe that's why you would go in Crimson King. And then we have Crimson Blade Dragon. That's cool. Combining the Crimson Blader and the Red Dragon Archfiend. That's cool. I like the art on that too. It's actually quite nice. Okay, Crimson Blade Dragon, a Dark Dragon Synchro Effect Monster, level 7. Level 7? Level 7, that's interesting. That one's going to be a little tougher to make, I feel like, but not impossible. Not impossible at all. Like you can make it with Bone Archfiend, right? Bone Archfiend. Bone Archfiend. Yep, it's level 4. Obviously, it can do stuff that changes levels, but like Bone Archfiend in level 3 makes it Bone Archfiend in an adjusted level in a level 2. There's like all sorts of different levels of resonators. So Bone Archfiend being a lower level, it makes it pretty easy to make that kind of thing. It requires a resonator tuner and then 1 or 2 non-tuners. Card is always treated as Crimson Blader. Funny. He'll use the first effect of this card once per turn. That's actually interesting for the assault mode stuff, because there's an assault mode Crimson Blader now. That's funny. If this card is synchro summon, you can add to your hand or special summon, but its effects are negated. A level 8 or higher monster from your deck or graveyard that cannot be normal summon or set. Ah. Oh. Oh. There's, so... Oh. Why would you do that? Why would you print that effect on a card? Don't do that. Why would you do that? So obviously that can get you like assault modes. Not that you'd want to have them in hand. I don't. What are you even like supposed to get off of that? Are you supposed to get the Red Nova, like in Earthbound Immortal guy? I'm legitimately confused as to what you're supposed to get off of that, unless it is supposed to get one of the assault mode ones. One of the assault mode ones can put itself back to search the assault mode stuff, right? One of the new ones. Maybe that's what you're supposed to do. But like level 8 or higher monster that can't be normal summon or set. Anubis, the Last Judge. Red Eyes Black Full Metal Dragon. Bestial Lubellion. Chaos Neptes, Chaos Dragon Livioneer. Lava Golem. Elemental Hero Plasma. The Chaos Creator. Arch Nemesis Eshkatos. That's a fun one. Here's my favorite. Habakiri. Ever heard of it? Making this fucker is full Mitsurugi combo. Why? Why? Why make this effect? Why make this so fucking generic? Why would you do this? At the start of the damage step of this card battles level 5 or higher monster, you can destroy that monster. Oh my god! Whoa! So powerful. No, this like fucking effect here is fucking me up. Why the fuck would you print this card? Why the fuck would you print this on a card? Yeah, and use a resonator tuner. Get ready to play fucking resonator Mitsurugi. Get ready to play Eshkatos in resonator. Like, what the fuck, dude? Why? Okay, new spell card. Crimson Call. You can elect one card of this card name per turn. Add a level 4 or lower fiend monster from your deck graveyard to your hand, or if you control Red Archfiend or Synchro Match in the dimension, you can add the monster from your deck instead. It's a decent card. I don't know if it's that great, because we have like... You just have Resonator Call. Because like that's what that's getting, is a Resonator, because it's level 4 or lower. I can get Bone Archfiend. It can get Bone Archfiend. Resonator Call. Add a Resonator monster from your deck to your hand. Without no stipulations. But this does have a second effect. If your /assault mode monster or Red Dragon Archfiend monster attacks, At the end of the damage step, you can banish this card from your graveyard. This monster can make a second attack in a row. Cool. Fine. I guess. So yeah, they really want you to play assault mode with the Red Archfiend stuff. That's like they're really pushing that. That's why they have so much of this assault mode stuff integrated into here. That is not what people are going to do with the Crimson Blade Dragon. I'm so sorry to inform you. The assault mode stuff is cool. It's not that good. They're going to play Mitsurugi, and they're going to play Eshkatos, and they're going to fucking lock you out of the game. Sorry. Wow, so fucking stupid. See, I don't understand the point of this card when they already literally have Resonator Call. Again, this can get Bone Archfiend too, but like, you already have to be in combo. I feel like if you're already in combo, you don't need this card. Ruler's Rumbling. It's a normal trap card. This card art actually kind of looks ass. Looks a little bit ass. Ruler's Rumbling. Normal trap. You can only activate one card with this card name per turn. Neither player can activate cards or effects in response to this card's activation if your opponent special summons 10 or more monsters this turn. Yeah, man, I didn't play around Nibiru, and I definitely didn't play around Ruler's Rumbling, so I guess I deserve this one. I didn't play around Nibiru twice. I shot the moon. What the fuck is this condition? Apply these effects in sequence based on the number of monsters your opponent special summon this turn. Special summon a dark synchro monster from your graveyard or banishment. Red Dragon Archfiend. Oh, it's based like this is based on the. Oh, this card is ass. Okay. 3+ Red Dragon Archfiend. Your monster is unaffected by your opponent's activate effects until the end of your next turn. 5+ change all monsters your opponent controls to face down defense position. Cool. This card sucks. Okay, so the trap card is awful. The spell card is superfluous. Crimson Blade Dragon is the worst abomination I've ever seen in my life. This is insane. Why would you print this? Crimson King is cool. I think I get its place better now, but I feel like the fact that it takes up the same slot as the Scarred Dragon Archfiend is a mistake. It feels very strange to do that to that deck. Red Nova Dragon Assault Mode doesn't feel worth the investment. Fiend Peace Golem and the Power Vice Dragon are crazy. Those guys are awesome. And Darkness Resonator seems pretty good too. These three right here seem to be the most powerful part of it. I'm not sure. Like, there are some good... So, the problem I'm having is that all of this is going to lock you into dark synchros. That's what they do, is they lock you into dark synchro. Do they lock you in the dragon too? Or they only lock you in the dark synchros? And so you end up with like... You can end up with Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss. Get a negate. Tyrant. Spell Trap negate. Could make Tyrant. You've got the cool trap cards that can do some cool stuff. They're like nice interruptions. King Calamity's gone. Don't worry about him. We've got some towers. You could set up a tower and a couple in the gates, maybe. That'd be kind of cool. I'd have to see what else is in like the pool of dark synchro monsters. But like Red Dragon Ninja. That's funny. I just don't... I feel like this deck is a lot more consistent now. Like these new cards are making the deck so much more consistent, and I think that's really good. I think that do not get it twisted. I think these new cards, especially these first three right here, are quite good. Sorry, I minimized the window. I think these first three here, Darkness Resonator, Power Vice Dragon, Fiend Peace Golem, quite good. Significantly increasing the ability of you to do things. perfect. Now the things that you can do, not so perfect, right? Because a lot of these require like 2 tuners and like non-tuners. So like you're gonna end up with some awkward situations where you just don't have the space on the board to do anything, especially in Genesis format where you're losing 1 zone. So that's a little awkward, but like you can make it work. You can do some cool stuff. You can make that new, what was that new card that can negate on the chain? Like it negates if there's a chain 2 or higher. I can't even begin to remember the name of that card. Anyways, that was a dark, I'm pretty sure. Dark synchro. There's stuff you can make and probably make a decent end board. I feel like there's something there. And it'll be layered too, because like I said, Red Dragon Archfiend has some pretty cool traps. Fiendish Golem, I remember being a decent card, right? Target monster with 2,000 or more attack, banish it, and activate this card while you control. You can set it to set Fiendish Chain directly from your deck or graveyard. That's pretty cool, right? Fiendish Chain's not an awful card. I thought there was another one. I guess not. King Scarlet, is that anything? Make that card unable to destroy by battle, especially when this is a normal monster. Red screen. Target discard negate the effects of all face-up monster opponent controls. Oh, while battling an opponent's monster. Oh, okay. Where's the big Nova Dragon? Isn't there like a big Nova Dragon that like has a big fuck off? Crimson Nova. Yeah, that's definitely it. Am I just like misremembering an alt art? I thought there was like one where it looked different. Anyways, the assault mode. Like I said, this assault mode card I don't think does enough. I feel like the other assault mode cards, like if you're playing an assault mode deck, this guy does not do like it's got a good effect. That banish effect is really quite nice. But it doesn't do anything unless you've got a ton of... It doesn't do a lot unless you've got a ton of... Even 2 tuners in deck is probably enough for it to do something. To be like kind of worth it. But it is a level 12 synchro you're trying to make there. And there's like... I feel like the deck has other things it'd rather do. And I'm certainly not playing it in the fucking... RDA deck. Crimson King seems like it has a place in the deck. It's not crazy, but it's definitely got a place. And I like that it can you can bait out imperms and veilers from people who don't know what they're doing against this deck. I think that's cool. Crimson Blade Dragon is the scariest fucking card I've ever seen. Luckily, it requires a resonator tuner. But resonator tuners are not actually all that hard to come by. Remember, I said there's a fucking searcher for them. There's a generic searcher, but like as part of your combo, it's just Red Nova. Yeah, Red Nova. You could just get to Red Nova. Now, Red Nova can only special summon itself if you have a or higher dragon type synchro on the field, but all you have to do is send this card to the graveyard for a synchro summon that requires 2 or more monsters as material, and then you get to special summon a fire fiend monster from the deck in defense position. And that gets you a resonator. Some quite good resonators as well. Some of the best ones are in the fire attribute. So you're probably gonna have to be on some sort of synchro deck. But this gives a lot of decks that are able to do something with that, particularly like with the Killer Toon stuff. The ability to just go into Mitsurugi combo, or as I said, you know, you can go into Eschatos. Like this is not okay. What are they called again? They're not called Killer Tune anymore. I guess they're still called Killer Tune for us right now until they're actually officially released. Which one was the one that does that? So one of them just adds a fire. Was it Clip? I guess it doesn't really matter as long as, because it's just one of them does it. God, that's stupid. I'm just trying to. I was trying to find which one it was so I could theorize on how like other decks could use this. But at the very least, Resonator can like do its thing, make some stupid dragon stuff, Red Dragon Archfiend stuff, and then you know have Habakiri in hand to go fucking Mitsurugi combo. At the very least, I don't know if Mitsurugi would be able to reverse that. And like get the other way around, get into RDA combo, but yeah. I think probably the more likely thing is just you grab Eschatos and do a lock with it. Crimson Call again feels really superfluous. If it said 5 or higher, 5 or lower, or 5 or higher, honestly, this would make more sense to me. I would say like, oh yeah, it makes sense. It's like you have another, it's like the opposite end of Resonator Call, Crimson Call, you know? But it doesn't say that. And then the other effect is nothing. That's just nothing. I don't care about that. I guess it can help you close out some games, but like, yeah. And then Ruler's Rumbling, like, come on. Just... Okay, so your opponent's probably going to special summon one monster, so you get to special summon a Dark Synchro. They're probably going to special summon 3 monsters, so then your RDA can be unaffected. Face down defense at least is... I guess the fact that it's face down defense is nice. Like if they get to 5, it's essentially like a Nibiru, but everything's face down now, which is actually harder than Nibiru. If you can catch them with like most of their monster zones filled up. It's kind of funny. And they can't activate anything in response to it if it's someone 10 or more monsters this turn. I mean, some decks do that, but like... Not... Like, okay. Think about this with me, right? You are not running this card at 3 copies in the deck. There's just no way. You're not doing that. It's not combo. You're not doing that. You are running this at 1 copy, and you're hoping to search it. If you are running this at all, that is. I'm not running this. But if you are running this, you're running this at 1 copy, and you're planning to search it. And then you set it. What does your opponent do when they see this card? They don't summon 10 or more monsters this turn. Right? It's like if you search Nibiru in your combo, right? They just play under it. Plenty of decks have a game plan for playing under Nibiru. If they don't have a game plan for playing under Nibiru, what the fuck are they doing? So I guess in a way, it gives your opponent like that. It makes your opponent limit themselves. You know, until they pop your card. If you're not searching other trap cards at the same time, you're setting this singular card, or maybe you've drawn into some more, and then your opponent just pops it, and then continues playing as normal, right? They prioritize popping your back row, and then they continue playing as normal, unless they have no way to pop your back row, like they're playing Rescue Ace. But if they're playing Rescue Ace, you're probably winning anyways, because these new cards seem pretty strong. I don't know, maybe they set up first. But if they set up first, then what the fuck are we talking about a trap card for, right? I don't know. So, a mixed bag, I would say. Some very strong cards, some very not strong cards. And this heinous thing. I can't get over this. Like, oh man. I mean, I guess like... I like synergies in decks, but like, can we be at least a little bit for real? Can we be a little bit less than this? I would love if this was limited to like dark monsters or something. Would that stop Habakiri? Habakiri is a light monster, I think. I don't even like, I would love if this was like limited in some way to a certain, like, I just feel like there's like gotta be a happy medium between making cards like this and cool cards that don't just support their one singular archetype and have synergies with other archetypes, right? There has to be a middle ground. There's got to be a way for Konami. I know there's a way I could do this, but there's got to be a way to make Konami understand that they don't have to make cards like this. They don't have to. They can make a card that searches like a level 8 or higher Dark Dragon, right? Or whatever the fuck assault mode card they're wanting us to search off of this, which I'm not going to be doing again. But no, this is what they decided to go with. Right as the Mitsurugi cards come out in the OCG, in fact, they're out there now. They're going to be out there, and they're going to have new cards. And then they just made this. How confusing. All right, I gotta stop thinking about this. It's making my brain hurt. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know what you think down below, and I'll see ya in the next one. Bye-bye. Hey there, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I've got a lot more for you if you want them. Just hit that subscribe button and ring the bell to get notifications. I'd also appreciate if you left me a like and a comment and maybe shared the video around with your friends. You can also follow me on all the usual social media sites. Just check out my website in the description below for more info. My videos are funded by my patrons, Ko-fi subscribers, and YouTube members, whose names you'll see scrolling by in these credits here. For just $1 a month, you too could find yourself here, trapped in my end screen for all eternity, among other benefits. In particular, I'd like to thank Jeremy Coatney, Frog Prince Michael, Fleakill, Haru Hayes, the Almighty Ferret Lord, Fire Mizumi, Beastman, Bryn, and Beelzis. A big thanks to all my patrons and to my little community as a whole. Remember to be kind to yourselves, be kind to others, and have a wonderful whatever time it is for you. Bye-bye.